Hey, what's up? It's your girl here at Serenity Circle Podcast. And today, as you saw from the clip, if you haven't seen the clip, we are talking about Samson, the man from the book of Judges that was biblically fine. I'm talking about long hair fine. I'm talking about arm thick fine with the strength of the gods, but the boundaries was a little iffy. Now go get you a drink or a snack or whatever, because we're about to dive into this story, and boy, is it juicy, and not in the way that you think it is. As I stated in the beginning, Samson was fine. I'm talking about biblical fine from birth, except he stayed in the wrong beds, in the wrong cities, chasing women with no oil, no discernment. Sounds familiar? No type of any decision making. Now, God gave this man a strength to shake the nation, but he was too busy shaking. Let me stop. He was too busy in the wrong cities chasing the wrong women. He was chasing women that had no oil, no discernment, no loyalty. Does that sound familiar? Because I know some of us are chasing one of them things. So let's talk about it. Some of us are so powerful in public, but we are so pitiful in private. Yeah, I said it. So today I'm going to cover how Samson fumbled the bag, cut his hair, and fumbled his purpose at the same time. Yep, sounds like... Now see, Samson was on the streets on purpose, okay? He was doing something, unlike some of us. Samson, in the first place, was not supposed to be outside, okay? He was supposed to be inside, protected under a covering that he was told to stay under. But per usual, just like the first story, Adam and Eve, he went to Timnah looking for a wife in the enemy's territory. Now you're trying it. Now you're pushing. Okay? He wanted to be outside so bad that he went into enemy's territory. See, that's the thing. Women will get you in trouble. That's giving me like being anointed and you still sliding up in people's DMs instead of just waiting for God to give you the discernment to find the wife that the Bible talks about, the virtuous woman. But some of us don't want to wait for that. But anyways, let me stick to Samson and we'll get... Not everything that looks fine is from God. Now you remember the tree of knowledge and in the Garden of Eden, that Eve went over there and thought that the fruits in that tree looked so good that she had to taste one of them. And then the devil tempted her and told her, hey, it's vegan. You should try it. You remember that story? That's the same thing here. Not everything that looks good is actually coming from God. Now, here's a little fun fact. If the enemy always looks like your type, maybe it's time for you to change your type. Now, in Judges 14, 1-3, it tells us that he went down to Timnah and said that he saw this young girl, and then he told his parents that he wanted her as a wife and that she will do him well. Sir, this is not Chick-fil-A where you can order off of pleasure. It doesn't work like that. Oh, Delilah was sent, but she wasn't sent by God. Now, let's be real. Delilah didn't even love him like that. She was out here doing interviews like, so, what makes you weak? So, why don't you tell me your secrets? So, what's this? So, what's that? And of course, him being a man just laying there spilling all his guts because he thought that she was the one. He didn't have that discernment that told him that she was not. He didn't listen. He ignored his assignment in the first place. We do the same thing. We give people access to us, and we answer personal questions that we're not supposed to answer. Because sometimes the enemy is asking questions for a reason. They're going to use that against you later. Pay it. Modern day translation, when you text a man what you're doing, and he replies, Just trying to find the source of your strength so I can destroy you. And you still let him come over. Baby. And to add salt to the injury, she said, how can I love you when you're not here with me? Girl! You know what? She was gaslighting him while she was plotting against him. See, you lost your edges and it grew back, but did your wisdom grow back with it? So while Samson was asleep, what do you think she did? She cut his hair because he gave away the most precious secret that was protecting him. They wanted to know why he was so strong. They wanted to know how can he beat 10 men and not get tired and take them all out. He gave her that secret because sometimes you lay down with somebody and you trust them and you have pillow talks. And not realizing that those pillow talks, while you're giving away your secret, the enemy is plotting against you. So now his hair is gone. His connection to God is gone. Because who he thought that he laid down with, that was someone that's going to protect him. But instead, she betrayed him. Delilah didn't need a sword to take him down. She had a beautiful skin, soft eyes, consistency, and the words. Some of y'all don't need no spiritual warfare. What y'all need is boundaries and some block list to block some of the enemies that come against you, but you still steady checking DMs, answering questions, still missing them, still want to go. So when he woke up, he didn't realize that God left him. Because remember, don't drink, don't cut your hair, don't go next to dead things. There was a reason for that. But now you done drank and you done laid down with somebody that you thought was your wife or going to be your wife. And now your connection to God has been severed. Oh, I forgot to mention, his eyes got taken out. He didn't have no eyes. He couldn't see and he was weak. Why? Because he was weak and he lacked boundaries and he forgot his assignment. So while he's in prison because they arrested him, he started getting closer to God again. He getting his redemption back. He started praying. His hair started growing back. And not just that, his humility, his dependence, and his real relationship with God. So God says to him, now that you can't see her, now you can see me. That's powerful. That is very, and just like that, before he committed his final act, Samson says, God, I hope you remember me. So he's getting his strength back, and he took down more people in his death than he did when he was alive. Remember, all of the story is, even if you fall, God still remembers you and he still can redeem your soul. You just have to pray.